Part 3. We are going to continue with rounding off. Let's look at an example. Round off 86.371 to 1 decimal place to the nearest whole number. Okay, remember, this is the 10, this is the units. Now the first one after that decimal point, that will be tenths, hundredths. Just look at the end of the word, THS, and thousands. Now, if I asked you to the nearest 1 decimal place, that will be that. So underline that position. But circle the next digit on the right. Now this one is 5 and more, so that 3 will become a what? A 4. Now, after the decimal point, it's not necessary that we put zeros in the remaining positions. So we do not have to put a 00, like 400. It's just before the decimal point that we must put the zeros. Okay. Now, let's look at the next one. To the nearest whole number. Okay. This is the nearest unit, whole number. So, again, I circle the one on the right. Now, this one is less than 5. So, this one stays as 6. And I say to the nearest, so it's not necessary that I say 0.0 because I asked you to the nearest whole number, so I can end or stop at that 6, which is the nearest whole number. Okay, I want you to try now number A as well as number B. Stop the video, and as soon as you are finished, you can continue with the video. Okay, round of 8, let's just write it down. To the nearest 1 decimal place. Now, this is the nearest 1 decimal place, but I always put a circle around the one on the right. Now, this one is 5. As if it's 5 or more, then this one, the underlined one, must become 1 more. So it will be 8.1. That will be the final answer. And if I look at number B, to the nearest whole number, first, let's write down everything again. To the nearest whole number, here is the whole number, but circle the one on the right. So this one is a 0. So it's this 8 will stay a 8, and I can just write 8. That will be my final answer. Okay, let's go through the next example. Round of 7.2984 to 2 decimal places to 3 decimal places. Okay, so I just count. This is the first, this is the second. Underline this one, put a circle around the one on the right. This is more than 5, so this one, oh, and look what happens now. This 9 become a 10. So this put a 0 and that 1 move over to that 2. So basically, that 2 plus 1 will become 3. People, because they say 2 decimal places, put a 0 in that second decimal place. Okay, it's very important. So let's look at the next one. 3 decimal places. 1, 2, 3. I underline. I circle the one on the right. This is a 4, so it's all right. That one just stay a 8. And now it's not necessary to put a 0 because they said 3 decimal places. So I have 1, 2, 3. But in this one, they said 2 decimal places. So 1, 2. There must be something in the second decimal place. And if there's nothing, I must put that 0. Okay, I want you to do for me, try now 3, again number A as well as number B. Okay, let's do it. I just want to take another color. Okay, again write down the number. So it's 4.6395. And I said 2 decimal places, so 1, 2. Put a circle around. This one is, I just look if this one is 5 or more. It's 5 or more, so this one will become 1 more. So it will be 4.64. And then number B, 1, 2 decimal places. I'm correct. 3 decimal places. So let's look. It's 4.6395. So look here. This is 1, 2, 3. This one is 5 or more. Oh, so this 9 will become a 10 and that 1 will move over. So it's 4.6. That 3 plus 1 is 4. But you must put a 0 in that position because the answer must have 3 decimal places. And if there's nothing in the third decimal place, we must indicate a 0. Okay, let's end off with a final practical example. A household use this 964.8 kilowatt of electricity and 49.4 cubic meters of water in a month. The cost of the electricity is 1.64 Namibian dollar per kilowatt and the cost of water is 22.14 Namibian dollar per cubic meter. Find the total amount of money the household has to pay that month, giving your answer correct to the nearest cent. Okay, so I just basically take that and I multiply. First write down the full calculator display. Then I take the water and I multiply it with the cost, write down the full calculator display, and then add up. And then after you do that, now you can go to the nearest cent. Now remember, cent is 100 cents, so it's actually saying to 2 decimal places. Now that 8 will make that 8 one more, and that's why it's becoming a 9. Do it for me, stop the video, do try now 4, and as soon as you are finished, you can continue with the video. Okay, let's read. John's telephone account last month showed that he uses 1212.3 metered units. If each unit costs 4.82 Namibian dollar, find the total of money he must pay for the units used. Give your answer correct to the nearest cent. Okay, so let's start doing that one. Okay, so basically we're just going to multiply first. So we're just going to say the cost of the telephone account, and that will just be that 1212.3, and I multiply it with the 4.82. Now remember, first write down the full calculator display. 5843. Let's just see if this is already approximated to the nearest cent. Let's just take a calculator and see exactly. So it's 1212.3 multiply 4.82. Now my calculator was saying 0.286. Now I'm asking you to the nearest cent. So it's that second decimal place. Now that's 6. Make that one more. So it's becoming a what? A 9. So my answer will be N is 5843.29. That will be my final answer. Correct to the nearest cent.